Hey everybody, Phil Kerner here, the Tool and Die Guy. And this week's lesson is from an email I received from a person who's building their own solid square. And their question was, how do you check to see if a solid square is really square? It's a good question. So I'm assuming he's building one of these, and he wants to know how square he really is. So a couple easy ways that I would do it, and there's probably a lot of ways to do this, but here's a quick way to check it. You need, I know in your email you said you do have a surface plate, so that's a good thing. So you have one perfectly level area to work from. So what you need, an easy way, is a 1, 2, 3 block that you know is square. And as I've tried to make clear in a lot of my videos, the tool and die trade is all about, as many trades are, flat, parallel, and square. And if your work is flat and parallel and square, your dimensions will come out right, and that means your machinery has to be flat, parallel, and square. So it all starts with checking something. So a surface plate's a good place to start, and then what we can do is simply slide this 1, 2, 3 block on a surface plate, put the square up to it, like that. The little trick here is to shine a light behind the square and the 1, 2, 3 block. If you see any light at the top or bottom, you're not square. So the first thing is you have to have a 1, 2, 3 block that's square. And then I'll take you over to the bench here and show you, if I really wanted to this thing perfectly square, how I would check it. So let's move over to the bench and I'll show you how I do that. Okay, just to recap, when I told you to check it against the 1, 2, 3 block, I'm just using this plate that I have here. It's not really a surface plate. You'd want to use a surface plate, but this is pretty flat. So what I'm going to do here is slide the square up. And that's square. I know it's square, but if you really look closely, and this camera won't let me macro focus, but that was how you would check it. And you can see the light, and it really works, especially if you use a flashlight or a white piece of paper. The flashlight's best. So that is one quick way to see if your solid square is square. Now let me get reset up and I'll show you the second way. Okay, the second way is now I've introduced a precision grinding vise to the proceedings here. And I have taken my square and clamped it in the jaws and pushed it up against the bottom, what would normally be the bottom of the vise. So I know the side of the square right here is square, because this vise is square. And again, it's always about having good square tooling, so I know my vise is good. And then what I would do is just take my indicator and run it across here. That'll tell you right away if you're square. And of course, you know, we've talked about these indicators. I always use my InterRapid. That's my favorite. So now we run that across, and that'll tell you if you're square. And then I'll show you one more way to do it if you don't trust your vise and you want to really make sure. And now I've laid the vise down, and once again I've screwed the clamped the vise shut on this square. And now what I want to do is I would set this up in a machine, and I would take my trusty indicator and I would run it up and down this surface until I got 0. Now I know that is square with the world. Now I can check it this way and see with my indicator how square I am with this side. So that's probably the absolute best, as long as your machine travel is square. It all comes down to having good machinery too. So that is one other way. Check this side, you'll know that's square, then see how you're doing this way and make your adjustments from there. So I hope this helps. And again, it always comes down to having a good surface plate, a good vise, good 1, 2, 3 blocks, and you gotta have an indicator. This, if you buy anything, you gotta have an indicator. That's the lifeblood of this trade. It's the industry standard. Okay, so again, there's an article that goes with this video. It's on the toolanddieguy.com, and I kind of explain it there, what else we were trying to accomplish here. But thanks for the question, and if that didn't help, send me another email, okay? This is the Tool and Die Guy.